Right. Mm, let's jump on in here. Come back over record. All right, the record button. All right, I think we're ready to rock and roll. So, hello, agents, and welcome to the Monday webinar. So, as always, today's going to be another amazing webinar. Today, we have Mr. Brandon Oscar, and he is with Explora Journeys. So, we are super excited to hear all about all of the updates that Explora Journeys has, and anything else that you want to share with us, Mr. Brandon. So, the floor is all yours. You can take it away.
Excellent. Thank you so much. And thank you all for taking the time to join me today to learn about the most exciting new cruise line to hit the waters. We are definitely making waves everywhere. And I know this is spreading throughout the travel community right now, but last week at the Virtuoso Travel Week, we won an award for the best luxury cruise experience. And it's just because what we deliver on board is.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Yes, we are really, really excited about that because we're up against Crystal, Regent, and a bunch of other really amazing brands. So it says a lot about what we're doing. So I'm going to jump right into this. I'm going to talk about our ships. If you have questions, definitely save them to the end. I'm sure there's a chat box happening somewhere outside of my field of view. So Tyra can take note on those as well, and I'll make sure to answer all your questions when I get to the end. But let's start talking about this beautiful ship you're looking at right in front of you. This is Explora 1. Right now we have Explora 1 and 2 both in the waters. They're about just shy of 64,000 tons, 461 suites. So that's 922 guests, but we actually cap off at 850, maintaining a luxury of space on board. You will also notice there are no porthole windows because every one of our guests has their own private terrace. No lower deck suites, no inside staterooms. We are an all suite brand. So before we started building these ships, because Explorer 1 launched in 23, brand new build, Explorer 2, September of last year. But before we even got started, we spoke with our luxury travel partners. We spoke to luxury travelers. We were really going for a unique feel and experience on board. And after interviewing everybody and really trying again to come up with something unique, we decided to come up with some pillars that we would build the brand off of. First pillar is going to be that luxury of space. And I told you the size of the ship, how many suites you're going to find on these ships. But we also have the largest entry-level suites in the industry, starting at 377 square feet. So there's always a lot of space no matter where you are on board. Lots of choices of different things to do. We have 12 separate bars and lounges on board. Absolutely impeccable and beautiful design at every turn, inside and outside the ship. We're owned by MSC. We do operate independently from them. We are their ultra luxury brand, and those Italians, they really know how to make a ship look beautiful. And then we also have more immersive journeys. And I'm going to talk about that when I get to some of our journeys so that you understand what that actually means. But let's start off by talking about us being an all-inclusive brand. Matter of fact, we're so inclusive, it's easier for me to just come right out and tell you what's not included, and that is your destination experiences, what you're used to calling shore excursions. But your gratuities are included. Your Wi-Fi, we have lightning fast Wi-Fi. It is included. Not only do we use Starlink, but we are also partnered with SAS, both satellite providers. So no matter where we are in the world, we have really fast internet speed. And now, really important for you, my travel partners, because I know you work everywhere you go, no matter where you are in the world. We have independent routers inside of every single suite, also spread out throughout the entire ship. You can connect 3 devices per guest. So I used to be a network engineer once upon a time. Basically, that means that when you're getting online, you're never getting bottlenecked. You're never squeezing for data and information. It's always going to route you to the fastest and most efficient place so that you always have that fast Wi-Fi. So if you want to do a Zoom meeting with your clients while you're at sea, you can absolutely do that. We have your shuttle service to city center, complimentary for you. Sometimes we go to port where you can't easily walk into the city center. So we're going to make that extremely easy for our guests. Your drinks are included, meals are included. We even have complimentary spa amenities. Now, we do things very differently. And as you learn more about us, some of this starts to make sense. It took a little while for it to catch on for me. I'm not a BDM, I'm not an RSD, I'm a BRL, Business Relationship Lead. The reason we use different wordings for different things is when you're talking to your clients, we want you to begin to paint the picture. So before they ever get on board, they know things are going to be different. It's going to be a unique experience. Journeys, not cruises. We call our guests just that, guest. We don't have staff or crew on board. We call them hosts. Again, to help you paint that picture before they get on board. Now, I did mention Explora 1 and 2. Explora 3 and 4 are actually being built as we speak. Explora 3 is close enough to being done that she's already had a first test sell. Now, Explorer 3 and 4 are going to be a little bit different. They're going to be sister ships as well. We're going from 64,000 tons to 72,000 tons. Now, we have to do this because we're going with LNG powered engines, but we're not adding any additional suites. We're sticking at 461 suites. So the guest count does not go up. Only big difference is you're going to have an extra owner's residence on board. And when I show you what it looks like, it's going to make sense because everybody, well, that's one thing that's hard to show my travel partners when they're on board with me because it's always sold out. 5 and 6, also different sister ships. The specs on those will be released next month when we open up the rest of 27 for bookings. But we're going with hydrogen powered engines on these two vessels. But again, we're going to maintain that low guest count for such a large ship. Now, this is a little off. And the only reason I say that because it's accurate if we're at a full selling. 700 hosts, 850 guests gives us a 1.25 to 1 guest to host ratio. Our average selling is about 700 guests. So normally on your typical day, it's a 1-to-1 guest to host ratio, meaning that there is somebody to take care of your clients when they're on board with us at every single turn. And they really go above and beyond. They're very dynamic. They treat our guests like family. We do have all oceanfront suites with private terraces, and we use that verbiage because if you think about booking a luxury hotel near a beach, you want that beachfront suite. You want to be right there with quick access. Well, we feel like you have that when you're on board with us. As I had mentioned before, we do have the largest entry-level suites in the industry. This is going to be our ocean terrace category. So you have ocean terrace 1, 2, 3, and 4. There are different locations on the ship, but they're all 377 square feet. Now, I'm going to go into some amenities that you're going to find in every single one of our suites on board the ship. First, those nightstands you're looking at have wireless charging stations on top. So if you have clients who need extra outlets around the bed, they can free up those outlets by putting their phones on those wireless charging stations. Those nightstands also have a light that is motion censored underneath. So if somebody needs to get up in the middle of the night, they're not waking themselves up by flipping on a light switch. They're also not stumbling through the dark. You have a stocked refrigerator. You have a separate coffee maker from a tea kettle. Tea drinkers do not like running their hot water through a coffee maker. Never a good scenario. We have that taken care of. You are also going to have bottled water refilled. We're very green. We're very mindful of the planet. Actually, if you look at the big picture on the far right, you see a frosty looking bottle and a clear one. Well, they have identified them because one is still water and one is sparkling water. And I found that out the hard way on my second cruise because the first time it was just still water. Well, the second cruise I went on, I had a very interesting cup of sparkling coffee when I woke up in the morning. And I read the bottle, I was okay, sparkling water. Again, everything covered for our guests. Moving away from the sleeping and sitting area, on the upper right-hand side, you'll see your walk-in closet with your vanity that has a Dyson hairdryer in it. Every one of our suites is going to have that amenity. That shower is large. That bathroom is very large and spacious. You have heated marble floors. You can turn them on or off. You can even adjust the heat when you turn them on. And our fragrance with our shampoo, conditioner, body wash, lotion is called Mandala Blue, designed very specifically for Explora journeys. Moving from our ocean terraces, we go into penthouses. Penthouses are going to be between 463 to 732 square feet. Now, with this extra space, there's going to be some extra amenities. You've got a dining room table inside of your suite. You have a desk. Now, when you go into a penthouse, we're also going to include a complimentary bag of laundry. We do have self-serve, complimentary laundry facilities available for our guests to use, but when you're in a penthouse, at least one bag is going to be included because we've all done this on a cruise or vacation where you send your laundry out and when you come back to your suite, it's all packaged up nicely, everything is hung. It's nice for our penthouse guests to have that. From our penthouses, we move into residences, and we call them residences because you really feel at home with the spaces, amenities. Well, and if you have a butler, then you definitely feel at home because our residences also come with butler service. Now, one thing I'm going to point out here on this image, we're going to look at a cocoon residence. On that bottom right-hand side, you'll see that almost half of that space, this is 1,600 square feet, is going to be your terrace. We want our guests to have an ocean state of mind while they're cruising with us. That's why we have such large terraces in all of our suites. First off, you have a very large bedroom with its own private access to the terrace, a much larger living area with a bigger, plush, comfortable couch, a sectional, I might say, and then you have a whirlpool out on your terrace. Our residences come with a whirlpool on the terrace, along with a lot of beautiful loungers and comfortable places to sit down, relax, and enjoy yourself. So if you want to go out and enjoy it at the pools and other areas we have on board, you can. But if you feel a little recluse, you want to order room service, have some champagne, you can do it from the privacy of your own suite. Our owner's residence is the creme de la creme of our suite experience. This picture we're looking at here, you see a beautiful dining room. Another thing I'm going to point out, that image on the bottom there, 1,600 square feet of interior space, 1,400 square feet of exterior space to help you achieve that ocean state of mind. And when you get into this owner's residence, you have a lot of extra amenities. First, an upgraded television. It's larger with a soundbar, upgraded sound system. You'll see in the bedroom on one side, you have a private sitting area. On the opposite side, you have a desk, a little office space if you need to do some work while you're in there. You have, I don't have a picture of it, I'm sorry, but a separate tub and shower. And the tub is big enough for two people. It's a very large, deep bathtub. On the other side of the shower, a separate sauna with a little button you push on the wall that has beautiful mood lighting. Now, I love the word bougie, and I feel like bougie describes Explora quite well. The level of bouginess when you get into the owner's residence definitely goes up several notches because now you don't have to manually open and close doors. You push a button on the wall, and they're going to open and close for you. But as again, you see in this living space, a lot more space to spread out. That image on the right, I know it's kind of hard to make out, but in the back there, you also have a wet bar. But one of the things our guests who travel in the owner's residence love so much is this private negative edge dipping pool off of the aft of the ship, overlooking one of the most beautiful views on the ship, and that's going to be our astern pool. Now, our residences all come with techno gym equipment, a bench, dumbbells, and a fitness bag with a foam roller, resistant bands, a yoga mat, all included with the residence experience. Now, Explore Journeys, we are a family welcoming organization. We definitely love multi-generational travelers. That's why we have 78 connecting suites. We also have a kids club. It is our Nautilus Club for children between the ages of 5 and 17. Unfortunately, younger children do have to spend their days doing things with their parents. We don't have babysitting services, but I have found that a lot of people who travel with younger children either love to take them out with them or bring a nanny with them. So one thing I like to talk about with our Nautilus Club, I've been on 3 journeys. I'm going on my fourth, and gosh, 2 weeks. It's right around the corner. Whenever I'm on board, not only do I talk to our host, but I also talk to parents of children because I want to know what the children's experience is like. On my last cruise, I met a gentleman from New York who brought his 16-year-old daughter and 9-year-old son. The son couldn't wait to get on board, play video games, and get to know other kids. The 16-year-old daughter, not as interested. When they got on board, the daughter ended up having a better time because of how immersive the experience was with the hosts that run our Nautilus Club. They don't pre-plan the week. They wait until everybody's on board and then they plan what they're going to do based on the guests who are with them. And I've heard so many stories like that where the kids just love how we operate and the people that we bring to take care of their kids while they're on board. So most travelers are foodies. I know that I am. A lot of my travel experiences revolve around what I ate while I was on vacation, knowing that we are the pinnacle of at-sea dining right now. You cannot find a better dining experience at sea these days. I want you to make a mental note of this picture because this is part of our one of our signature dishes at the yacht club. And I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. But first, I want to talk about why we're able to achieve such accolades with our dining experience. The gentleman on the far right with the glasses, his name is Franck Garanger. He is the gentleman who put Oceania on the map for their culinary experience once upon a time. When Explorer Journeys was getting up and running, we went to him and he brought over his culinary team and we gave him a blank slate. We wanted him to give us the best he has ever done. And that's exactly what he did. We gave him free range and he gave us 6 dining venues. Now, 5 of these are included. One of them is an additional charge. And we're going to start by talking about that one. On the upper left-hand side, you see Anthology. This is going to be similar to a Michelin rated dining experience. It's an 8 course Italian meal paired with 8 different wines and 3 or 4 different desserts that all come out at the same time. White glove service. We just raised the price on this. I believe it is 225 euros per person. I have spoken with many people who have traveled all around the world, very experienced travel professionals who have been on board and had Anthology and said it was the best dining experience of their entire life. Let's talk about the other restaurants. Now, most of these restaurants, well, some of them are large enough, no reservations are required. I'm going to talk about the ones that need a reservation really quickly. Anthology, because you have to pay for it. Marble & Co., it's a smaller dining venue. Sakura, also a smaller dining venue. Emporium Marketplace, Phil Rouge, and Med Yacht Club are large enough that our guests can walk in for breakfast, lunch, or dinner when they're open at any time. Emporium Marketplace in the top in the middle there. At a first glance, when you walk in, you're going to think you've walked into a buffet because of the way it looks. But as you get in, you'll realize there are 18 independent cooking stations. And we have the finest quality ingredients and everything in here. At Emporium Marketplace, we make our pasta fresh every single day. The pizza that's served to you, they make the dough in front of our guests and put on a sauce that was made that morning. It is some of the best pizza you're ever going to have on a cruise ship. I was actually cruising through Italy last year, and I kept trying our pizza on board versus different pizzas I would have on land, and we definitely check a lot of boxes with excellent pizza. Now, Emporium Marketplace also does bougie as well. For dinner every night, baked lobster tail to your heart's content and fresh shucked oyster. So we have really amazing food here. I love something from every one of these places. I think I'm going to make everybody hungry here in just a moment. Moving over to Phil Rouge. Phil Rouge is open for breakfast and dinner. It's a sit-down experience. Phil Rouge for breakfast, they have one of my favorite breakfast items I've had pretty much anywhere. It is an Eggs Benedict, but instead of an English muffin, they put it on a light and crispy brioche bun. On top of that brioche bun, they have a bed of cream spinach, your poached egg, the hollandaise sauce topped with caviar. It is absolutely delectable. Many of our guests love Fil Rouge for breakfast, and they also have incredible coffee. And after you order your food, they bring over a tray of pastries, croissants, all kinds of good things. Now, for dinner, they have a lobster thermidor that is to die for, a 72-hour braised short rib, and they have a souffle that's about four or five different flavors they rotate through. Every night they switch it up. Going straight down from Fil Rouge, we have Marble and Co. Marble and Co. is our European style steakhouse. So you're not going to get the 24-ounce ribeye, but you will get the 45-day aged ribeye. So we're looking at quality over quantity. Now, Franck Garanger was known for his potato dishes before he came over to us. Well, he kept that going in the right direction because at Marble and Co., we have a fingerling potato dish that comes with caviar on top. That is one of the most amazing things you're going to try anywhere. They also have a lobster bisque infused with whiskey, which it may sound weird at a first thought, but it is sensational. Moving over to the middle on the bottom, Med Yacht Club. So I told you to keep that image in your mind. This is Mediterranean inspired cuisine. So obviously some baked octopus is going to be on the menu and it is really delicious, tender, amazing. Whenever anybody is going to dine here, I always strongly recommend, especially if you're going with friends, order all of the hors d'oeuvres, all of the shareables. Try a little bit of everything because everything in there is so delicious. Now, if you order an entree on top of that, you will be stuffed by the time it comes out, but definitely worth trying that as well. I saved the best for last, and the reason I say that is this is most of our guests' favorite dining experience on board. Sakura is Pan-Asian cuisine, so you have flavors inspired by Vietnam, Malaysia, Japan, and Thailand. A couple of favorites in here, a 72-hour braised short rib in a Penang curry sauce. Amazing. And then they have a lobster pad thai. Now, something else that they serve in here, you hear a lot of our guests talk about throughout the ship, is their black sesame ice cream. And it's interesting because when you order it and they put it down in front of you, you look at it, you're like, that's green and it's kind of blackish and kind of brownish and it has black sesames on top. At first glance, it doesn't look like something you want to eat until you take a bite out of it. And it's the most creamy, delicious peanut butter and chocolate flavor you have had anywhere in your entire life. So our dining on board is really sensational. Again, you're not going to find better dining at sea these days. And I always put this out here for my travel partners to see. We have 979 seats throughout the entire ship. So even if we were completely packed for dining, we would have somewhere for every one of our guests to sit. I did mention earlier 12 bars and lounges. We all want our guests to find different places and activities that feel comfortable, suitable, whatever their vibe is that they can fit into there. This is our lobby bar. This is one of the first things you see when you get on board the ship. And we've done that very intentionally because we want you to feel like you're at a luxury boutique hotel at sea, because that is the cruise experience with us. We feel more like a luxury boutique hotel than we do an actual cruise ship. And when you see that walking in, that really kind of sets that vibe. These are some of our bars and lounges. And I'm going to start at the bottom in the middle because I think that's one of the most important places on the entire ship. Crema is our coffee bar. It is the heartbeat of the ship. You can see it if you are at Crema, you can look down at that beautiful lobby bar. So no matter where you're going on board, you're going to pass it, which is important because we have amazing coffees. We source our beans from around the world. We have a lot of coffee snobs, me being one of them, who travel with us. We have amazing tea drinks. If you want a matcha, they can take care of that as well. We have different types of sandwiches, pastries, chocolates available for our guests throughout the day into the evening. To the right of that is our Explora Lounge. The Explora Lounge is where we do high tea at 4 o'clock every day. So you have that authentic British high tea feel. They bring out the little cart with the different sandwiches and cookies or biscuits, I might say, and all kinds of goodies and really fine, high quality teas available for our guests. Now, I love the Explora Lounge because I like to hang out with my friends and have conversations, but I love background music. We have a Steinway piano, we have musicians, guitar players, people who come in and sing and perform. And what's great about the Explorer Lounge, you have great background music. You're never talking over the music, it's just part of the energy in the room while you're in there. Moving to the right on the bottom, the Sky Bar is our outdoor bar experience. If you want a nice daiquiri and you want to enjoy a sunset, there's also a whirlpool right there next to the bar. You can go up to the Sky Bar and relax. It's comfortable and the bartenders are amazing. Going up towards the middle there, our Journeys Lounge. Now, this is our main show lounge. Only 300 guests can fit in here. We decided rather than going with a tiered theater style seating where we can put more people in, we wanted to have plush, comfortable couches and chairs and a cabaret style setup so that our bartenders and our servers can navigate their way through our guests, make sure that they have drinks and are taken care of while they're enjoying a show that we have for them each evening. Now, our shows start either 9:30 or 10 p.m., so they start a little bit later because we have a demographic, the average age is 54 on board. So a lot of our guests stay up a little bit later. Now, our shows consist of our six-piece band, six of our singers, but we also bring on specialty performers, magicians, studio musicians, Broadway singers. We have a lot of different types of performances that we do to make sure that our guests are constantly entertained while they're with us. Now, to the right of that is malt whiskey. This is going to be our whiskey, bourbon, and cigar lounge. At malt whiskey, you're going to find that we don't have bartenders, we have true mixologists that understand how to make a much finer cocktail. And obviously, it's going to be whiskey and bourbon. I will share with you that I actually paid for cognac at malt whiskey because my friend Milton, one of the bartenders, grabbed a bottle of 130-year-old cognac to show to me. He knows I have FOMO, and if I see something like that, I'm going to pay for it. And it's his job to upsell a little bit. And I did. It worked. I don't even really like cognac, but he did a tasting and pairing with a white chocolate with pecans in it that was sensational. He changed my mind about cognac. On the other side of that is the cigar lounge, and you have anything from like maybe a 10 euro Davidoff cigar all the way up to a 200 euro 8-year aged Cohiba. So you know your clients and what they're looking for. We have a little bit of everything. I saved the best for last again, and I say that because the Astern Lounge is one of the funnest places on board the ship. Throughout the day, we have different types of discussions, lectures, trivia. Even into the evening, the trivia goes. We have a lot of people on board who love trivia, very competitive guests, that is for sure. But this is also where we do silent disco in the evening or karaoke. Or we'll bring a DJ or a small band in to perform for our guests who want to dance and stay up a little bit later because the Astern Lounge has something going on till 2 in the morning. And what we do is the Astern Lounge entertainment and things that happen there start at the exact same time as the Journeys Lounge to offset who's going where. But the Astern Lounge, it goes late, late, late into the evening. So I did talk about some of the activities we do on board with the Astern Lounge. One of the things I also like to mention is we have professional photographers on board. They do classes with either your very nice cameras to teach you tips and tricks how to work them and use them better. But more importantly, for most of our guests, is they will teach you how to take better pictures with your cell phone. They have a beginner's class and an advanced class. And I will attest by friends who have been on board with me who took terrible pictures that they took really good pictures after taking these classes. So it's a lot of fun. Different types of DJ sets. Sometimes that's dance music in the right place, the right time. That's what's going on. But a lot of times it's ambiance. Set a good mood and a good vibe for the different areas on board where our guests are at the pool or roaming around enjoying themselves. Our events and experiences are going to be around the different types of shows that we do in our theater each night. And rituals rotate around our three Steinway pianos on board, where different times of the day, every day, usually late afternoon and in the evening, we have really incredible piano players who come out and show you just how beautiful those pianos sound. The outdoors of our vessels are inspired by the sea, and I think this picture is worth 1,000 words. This is our stern pool. This is what the owner's residence overlooks. Now we have three outdoor pools, and they are heated, one indoor pool with a retractable roof. The 64 cabanas are spread out throughout all of the different pools, all four of the different pools. And we have multiple indoor and outdoor whirlpools. And they're all, except for the one up at the Sky Bar, they're all linear. So they all face out to the sea. So you're not going to sit across from somebody. You're going to sit and stare out at the beautiful sea as you're cruising. This is our conservatory pool and bar. That is the retractable glass roof. So weather permitting, we open it up. And if it's cool outside, we keep it nice and closed. There's a bar in the back there with the incredible bartenders to take care of our guests. And in the evening, you will see the ambiance on board is incredible as well. Beautiful lighting. Now, this is the conservatory pool still. That TV, we had the Super Bowl on it. We had some of the playoff games. We are partnered with Formula One, so whenever there's a race, we do that. But we also do movies with headphones in here. So newly released movies, you can grab the headphones they use for silent disco, and the bar stays open a little bit later. And we have snacks and goodies, all kinds of stuff that's included for our guests who want to sit around the pool and enjoy a movie. Ocean wellness always at the forefront of our minds. I had talked about the in-suite fitness. We also have an outdoor running track. We have a basketball court, half court, and we also have a pickleball court, obviously very important these days. And after all of that amazing food you've been eating, we also have really incredible fitness facilities available for our guests. We have personal trainers that can be hired. But if you don't want to hire them, that's okay. They're in the gym throughout the day and they're there to help our guests who have questions about the equipment. We have techno gym equipment, it's state of the art, really amazing. For our guests who love Pilates, we have two reformers available and Pilates classes, but we also have complimentary fitness classes that we offer as well. And then when you're done exercising, you can utilize the complimentary spa amenities. Yes, you may purchase a facial, massage, or different types of spa treatments, but if you want to use our whirlpool, our sauna, the salt therapy cave, heated loungers, or aromatherapy showers, that's all complimentary. There's no additional charge for these. We even have a snow making machine. So if you need to cool off, that's complimentary as well. Everything we bring on board is very thoughtfully curated. And if you're here in Florida, I would encourage you to make sure you stay in touch with me so I can get you on a ship tour this winter. But whenever you're on a cruise, I encourage everybody go into the shops and ask somebody in the shop to give you a tour and tell you about the story behind all of the brands that we bring in here. And it's funny because every time I say that, my eyes automatically are drawn to Maui Jim, and I'm like, there's no story other than people lose their sunglasses. Maui Jim is that people trust it, they know the brand, it's polarized, and it's a go-to. But say somebody loses their sunglasses, or they just want something that's a little more, has a little more flair to it. Mascot is owned by two brothers, they're optometrists. They didn't want to go through all of the mainstream media. So what they did was go through celebrity endorsement. And I tell people, if you don't think you know what mascots look like, you probably do. All you have to do is close your eyes, picture Johnny Depp in a magazine wearing a pair of sunglasses, and you know exactly what mascot sunglasses look like. And we have them on board. I have tried them on. They are really, really incredible. They're comfortable. They have great lenses, all that good stuff. We have some amazing Swiss brands for jewelry and watches. But the one thing that stands out above and beyond all on the upper right hand side there is we are the only place in the world with a Rolex shop on board our ships. We're actually also one of the only places in the world you can buy a Rolex in the shop and walk out of it with it on your wrist. During the pandemic, they stopped mass production. You can even walk into a Rolex shop in Switzerland, say, I love it, I'll take it, give them your credit card. They're like, great, as soon as it's made, we'll send it to your house. Not when you're on board Explora 1, and there will also be a Rolex shop on board Explora 3. So I did mention at the very beginning more immersive journeys. And what I mean by that, there's a few different things. We're not leaving port at 6 o'clock. We're leaving port at 7, 9, or 11 p.m. We're always trying to stay later if possible. If we don't have to be to the next destination in a certain time frame, we're always staying till later. We're also overnighting in places like Venice, Italy, where you can walk on and off the ship. Not tender, then get on and off the ship, but you can walk on and off the ship while we're in Venice. We are also going into places that the bigger ships can't get into. We're also going to areas that are just unique for us. Being owned by MSC gives us over 300 years of experience at sea, especially in the Mediterranean. We're able to offer our guests all kinds of unique opportunities while on board with us. And now there are 4 ships to book. You can book all the way into about mid 27 right now with Explorer 1, 2, 3, and 4. And with those opening up, that also opens something. This was a very exciting announcement a couple of months ago. We are going to go to Alaska in 27. This is still a very big bucket list item for a lot of people. We will have the newest ship in all of Alaska cruising starting in May of 27. We are doing slower, more immersive journeys here. We have round trip Vancouver, or you can do one way Vancouver to Seward, vice versa. We are not going to Glacier Bay. A couple of other big companies have that on lockdown. So, what we wanted to do was again find something more immersive, something more exciting. We decided to go to Hubbard Glacier, where there's a 99% chance you're going to see glacier calving, which is why people want to go and see that. Now, when talking about Alaska, this is where we are no longer the destination, but Alaska is the destination. All terraces. You're going to have binoculars. When you get off the ship, you're going to want to make sure you have taken one of our destination experiences because Alaska, you will not experience it by getting off the ship and roaming around the port town. And we're going to have some really amazing destination experiences in this part of the world. I don't know if any of you follow us on Instagram or Facebook. If you don't, you should. The stories that were posted at Formula One from this year definitely were some of the most exciting moments we have ever had on board our ships. So we have a contract with Formula One. We'll be in port for the next 4 years now. We've already completed this year. We are scheduled to be back there June 3rd of next year, where you can walk from the ship 10 minutes to the paddock of Formula One. And to just give you an idea, and I had no idea, but a few friends of mine who work on board were sending me pictures. There were models, celebrities. One of my friends got a picture with Will I Am for Formula One, and he was staying on board the ship as a floating hotel while he was there. So a lot of people, this is a bucket list item for them, and we've got this set up for the next few years. Another place that we're going in 27 is we're going to cruise the Amazon River. So we're going to be coming in from Brazil, but if you look at the itinerary here, you're getting more than just the Amazon. You're starting off in San Juan. You get to go to St. Bart's, which is honestly the most beautiful island in the entire Caribbean. And our ship is just small enough that we can fit into their bay. Yes, we have to tender, but St. Bart's, it's 100% worth it. We're going to Martinique, Bridgetown, and then we're going to work our way over to Brazil up into the Amazon, where you disembark in Manaus after experiencing a river experience on board a beautiful luxury cruise ship. Just to kind of give you an idea of some of the stops that we make along the way, this was a cruise that we had done earlier this year. I was on one that went round trip Miami and it stopped up in New Orleans. But as you see, we don't go to St. Thomas, we go to St. John's. We're trying to get into places, not trying, we are getting into places where you book your clients and they're not getting off the ship with thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of other people from some of the bigger cruise lines. And I hang on to this one because this was from last year, but this was a 28-night journey. Most of our journeys are 7 nights, and you can book them back to back. We've done this very intentionally, or you can look into our booking engine or you can go onto our website. You can find these as extended journeys up to 28 nights. If you have questions about that, definitely reach out and I can walk you through some of that. But the one thing I like to point out with this, the only ports that were seen more than once here were the embarkation and disembarkation ports. So you're probably looking at Rome and Athens twice during a 28-night journey. We launched Explora Club earlier this year. This is going to be our status program for guests who have cruised with us before. But something we want to do to entice your clients to come over to us is we have created a status match program. So if you have clients who've been cruising on MSC, Crystal, Regent, even Oceania has been added to the list. It's not on there. If they've been on many journeys and they want to come over to us, we're going to give them that status match. We just have to have proof. They can get it from the other line and bring it over to us, and we'll go ahead and get them set up in our system so that they come on board with discounts and all kinds of goodies that we give to them for choosing us. We have a pretty incredible commitment to our travel partners. Yeah, you can read the list there, but what I like to go with, and the reason I came to this company, it's the team that makes this company up. Chris Austin is the president of North America, and his care for our trade partners is next level. And that's what motivates me to work with you and help you become successful with your business. We also have wonderful people inside who take care of you for any of your support needs. On top of that, we have great commission structures, no NCFs. We do pay commission on add-ons. We are fairly flexible with change of plan and our policies on that. And I say that because I've noticed over the last few months that our travelers who need to change their cruise and have travel insurance, we're much more lenient with than guests who call us up and just change their mind. They don't have insurance, they don't have a covered reason. There's going to be some variables in there. Hopefully, we don't have to cross that path, but if we do, I'm here to support you and make sure that you're taken care of. If you are not registered with us, this QR code will take you to registration. We call it ETAC, our Explora Travel Advisor Center. You're going to have access to our booking suite, marketing information. There's going to be our knowledge suite, which is our training. This has appointment scheduling, but we're so busy that's a little more challenging than they may have anticipated it being. But our ambassadors are pretty easy to get a hold of. And if you're savvy with the computer and you want to use our online booking engine, there are a lot of benefits to that as well. This is the most powerful tool that I can offer you today. This is a co-branded website. It takes 5 minutes to set up. When you're done with it, you will have a link that you can share on your social media, e-blast, however you're sending this out to your clients. Basically, they're going to be on our website looking at our journeys and going through our ships. But on the top of the website, it's going to have your logo, your contact information, so that when they're ready to book, they can reach directly out to you. And the reason I say this is so powerful, this was last year. A good friend of mine knew I came over to this company, so she wanted to support me. And she started to build a landing page on her own website. And she called me up frustrated because it wasn't easy. And I said, well, just use this. And I gave her the QR code. She called me up 10 minutes later, just gushing because it worked so well and it was so easy to put together. But 2 weeks after that, she had had it sitting on her Facebook, a link for people to access to review our itineraries through her co-branded website. Somebody who was not her client happened to fall on her page, click on the link, and called her, and she made her first booking with us just by having it available. So if you didn't take a screenshot of that, definitely do. I will also make sure that Tyra has a list of tools available to share with you as well. We have an air program. We just were surveyed and ease of use came in top on that. So we pay a 5% commission on the gross cost of your air. We are working with contracted rates, but we also have published rates. So whatever your clients need, if you like to bundle and package it all together, it's great to do here with us. When you've booked your clients with us, make sure you talk to them about rebooking their next journey, which they will definitely want to do while they're on board, because it's a 5% savings on that journey. And the beautiful thing for you is we will look them up in the system. We will see that you made the booking. We'll rebook their next booking under your name, and you'll get an email with the confirmation showing that your client booked on board. If you have solo travelers, we love them also. We have single supplement waiver on certain dates. We keep our website up to date with a journey of one offers under our exclusive offers on the website. But outside of that, the single supplement starts at 25%. It can go up to 200%. There are different variables that play in there, but it's usually 25%. And I did tell you I would save time for questions. I can't tell you how grateful I am that you spent the time to listen to me ramble on, but I definitely want to hear what you have to say as well. So if you have questions, I'll stop sharing my screen so that we can chat.
Thank you so much for that amazing webinar, Mr. Brandon.
Oh, my
Agents, now's
pleasure.
your time. You guys have any questions for Mr. Brandon? Let me check the chat. Let's see. All right, there's nothing in the chat. And agents, if you guys have questions, you guys can just come off of mute and ask away.
Are you telling me you have shy agents? That's
Some of them are shy.
that's okay. Me too. No, I'm not.
Well,
My
okay.
wife would be
I
like,
don't.
he lies.
I don't think we have any questions today. How if they have any questions in the future, how would you like for them to reach out to you?
My email is brandon.oscarson@explorajourneys.com. And my cell phone is 818-792-9896. So either way, feel free to reach out, and I would love to work with you and help you grow your business with us.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much for this webinar today. If you guys get any updates, please send me an email so that I can get you on, and we can let the agents know about all of the new and upcoming updates. Okay?
Thank you so much. Take care and
Thank
enjoy
you
the rest
so
of your
much.
day.